guys, welcome back to Pokémon TCG Center. Today we'll be looking at Rampardos fossil deck, originally from Tobias Tassin, the German player that managed to get top 32 on Cologne regional, as well as top 62 or top 64 at World Championship this year. Very interesting deck list, and I kind of like it. I actually need to admit that I fell in love with it. So, Rampardos, clean hit, 150 HP, stage 2 Pokemon, evolved from Rampardos, and Rampardos previously from Untitled Fossil. Clean hit for 60 if your opponent's active Pokemon is evolution. This attack does 60 more. Or with 3 energies with the Wild Crash, you can just knock your opponent active basic Pokemon just by that. So, in order to use Wild Crash, sometimes you can do it just with 2 energies and Karate Belt. Sometimes you can do it if you have 3 stage 2 Pokemon in play with Super Boost Energy. And overall, it works really, really good. The deck list is very consistent, and I kind of like it. So, he also plays Salamence with the Dragon Wind, which says that if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, once per turn you might switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon, so you have free catcher, as well as another Salamence GX which says that your Pokemon in play has no retreat cost except for the GX and EX. And you probably wonder yourself how in the world you're going to set these 2 Pokemon in play. Well, with the effect of the lens. So if you can set these 2 Pokemon in play, you can have free catcher every single turn, which is really amazing. Additionally, there is Untitled GX with the free retreat and with Primal Wind's ability. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent's basic Pokemon attacks costs 1 color's energy more. You can use Wild Dive GX and hit for 50 times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Also very strong. Additionally, 3 copies of Rampardos and 3 copies of Rampardos. There are also 4 copies of Jirachi as the starting Pokemon, 1 copy of Mew for the bench barrier protection, 1 Tortuga, and 1 Caracosta with the Ancient Custom, which says the Pokemon tool cards attached to opponent's Pokemon in play have no effect. And that's all from the Pokemon list. From the item cards, this deck plays 1 copy of Fossil Excavator map, which says that you can search a deck for unidentified fossil, really put in your hand, or you can put unidentified fossil from discard pile into your hand. Additionally, for the Pokemon search, 4 copies of Pokemon Communication, 3 identified fossils, 2 copies of Rare Candy, 1 Reset Stamp, and 3 copies of Switch, with 2 copies of Escape Board, so you can have a lot of options and space for retreat. Stadium, 5 in total, 1 copy of Martial Art Dojo for extra damage, 4 copies of Pokemon Research Lab. So once during each player turn, that player might search their deck for up to 2 Pokemon that evolve from unidentified fossil, put those Pokemon on their bench and shuffle their deck. If the players search their deck in this way, their turns end. Very, very good card, because sometimes you can just set up those, let's say, Aerodactyls, Rampardos, or Tortugas on the bench at your turn 2, turn 1, and just pass the turn before you use your Stellar Wish. Supporter lineup: 4 copies of Cynthia, 2 copies of Copycat, and 2 copies of Lily for the draw support, as well as 1 copy of Lance. Already mentioned the skateboard, as well as Karate Belt and Stealthy Hood ×1, which prevents all effects of opponent's abilities done to this Pokemon, done to the Pokemon that the Stealthy Hood is attached. You can remove also such existing effects, and 11 energies, 1 super boost, and 10 regular fighting energy cards. And this is the deck list that I'm going to use in today's video, so make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. If you already didn't, I would really appreciate that. So see you in the game. Alright, so starting first, unfortunately without a basic Pokemon, and as the rule says, you cannot start with Fossil Trainer card as the basic Pokemon, or as your active Pokemon if it's your turn 1. So that is the reason why this deck plays Jirachi. But obviously with Jirachi, this deck can help, can pretty much easily get Pokemon, for example. It's a really good thing that I have Lance in my opening hand, as well as my Research Lab. So I'm gonna go with 1 copy of Research Lab. So what does the Research Lab says? Once during a turn, that player might search the deck for up to 2 Pokemon that evolve from identified fossil and put them on the bench. So what I'm gonna put on the bench is gonna be Probably, yes. I'm gonna put this, and I think I'm gonna go for one. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Of course. Oh, okay. I didn't. Never mind. I didn't use Jirachi, but never mind. Okay, neither even was able to attach energy. Okay, so there's the energy on the Shackle and the Poké now, so we might see a triple poison here. But the good thing is that I can retreat my Jirachi. You can play this card only if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. So yeah, Jirachi is probably going to be knocked out sooner or later, but it's going to be knocked out by the poison, not by the damage. So I'm not sure if the lens then will be triggered out. We shall see. So that was one bug catcher. Draw 2 cards, flip a coin if heads, draw 2 more cards, so you can draw 4 cards in the portal. And 3 damage counters from that Shackle. Alright, so first I'm gonna attach energy. Then I'm gonna play Stellar Wish. Stellar Wish card. Let's see what we can find with the Lily. Pretty much nothing, just another Jirachi. Alright, so things looking pretty good for me, I should say that. Because right now I have one communication. I can trade my Jirachi into my deck for some sort of, let's say Carcosta can be a good option. Or maybe Rampardos. Since my opponent is not playing so far any cool card, I'm just gonna go with the Rampardos. And I'm gonna end my turn with a Research Lab. Setting on the bench one copy of Aerodactyl for now. For that very powerful GX attack. Alright, so far so good. First of all, an Executor with a tropical shape, but I don't see too many energies in my opponent's discard pile. I actually don't see a single energy in my opponent's discard pile, so that is a very good thing for me. So there is a Cherish Ball, and we might see the Dean GX play, or maybe not. Alright, another triple poison. Additionally, I need to add more energies. I'm gonna use my Stellar Wish into one copy of Copycat. I really want to use this Lance seriously, so I'm just gonna go with my Cranidos, so I can have second one on the bench. I'm just gonna let my opponent to knock that Jirachi, so I can use Lance, put the Salamence in play, so I can have free retreat, for example, and then attach third energy for that Wild Crush, which is gonna be huge. After that, I'm gonna need to find a way somehow to one-hit knock out Alolan Executor, which is not gonna be easy. Not at all, so I guess I'm gonna need to double hit knockout in order to take the prize card versus Alolan Executor, because it's 160 HP Pokemon. So right now we can use, alright, what a nice top deck. So I have a few couple options available, so yeah, Lance cannot be used. Lance cannot be used, and I was actually very afraid about that. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna use Pokémon for that Jirachi, and I'm gonna grab myself Rampardos, so I can put him on the bench. Energy, and the only possible thing that I can do is just to use potentially another Lance, even correct. Alright, so I can knock that Shackle out with the Wild Crush. It actually took me 3 turns to power up Rampardos, but once the Rampardos is powered up, you can just one-hit knock with your opponent Pokemon just like that. Alright. And the good thing is that I have 3 Pokemons in play, which means 3 stage 2 Pokemons, which means that I can also use Super Boost Energy card into my favor, and I can attach it onto my Rampardos for the Wild Crush as the also important thing. Plus I can clean hit just for one against my opponent extra Pokemon is Evolution Pokemon. And I took only 4 damage counters right here, so gonna put that Fossil on the bench as well as Triple Acceleration Energy. I'm gonna use my switch on Rampardos. I really don't need specifically nothing. And then I'm gonna clean hit. Just for 120. Alright. And this Executor very close to be knocked out. So there is a net ball. There's plenty of cards in my opponent's hand. Okay, so he managed to find a Shuckle. So with the Shuckle Fresh Squeeze, he can throw some energies in the discard pile, 3 in total, in order to increase the damage a little bit for the Executor. So he can go for like 120, so that's the reason why I decided to retreat my Rampardos, not taking the risk being knocked out in this case. So if my opponent can also use Lance into his favor, he can set up to 2 more Executors with the effect of the Lance on the bench, which is a very powerful thing. And then I have to trade those prize cards by hitting him twice. The same thing should apply for my opponent. He also needs to do that twice. Drop the Shake this time for 100 damage. And 1 rare candy would be nice, but since I don't have it, I'm just gonna try to, you know, throw some cards. Go with, for example, I'm gonna go with a Copycat. I can draw 10 cards if I'm not wrong, something like that. There is a rare candy new Stealthy Hood as well. Attached energy, and I'm gonna clean hit my opponent. And of course, the good thing is that in the tanky position is my Rampardos with the Super Boost energy attached. So even if my opponent knocks out that Rampardos, I can have another one for the Wild Crush. And meanwhile, another one should be set up in play turn after that. At least I hope he will be set up. I mean, of course, what I'm going to do, I'm going to first promote my Jirachi in the active position, and then I'm going to try to find something with a Soda Wish, like maybe Communication, Draw Supporter, something like that. Plenty of options available in my hand. So let's go with the Stealthy Hood, Energy Attachment, Unidentified Fossil for the bench play. Then I'm gonna Stellar Wish into Pokémon, so that was actually the card I was very desperately looking for, so I can trade my Mew into another Rampardos, which is not prized. My luck, I guess. Attached energy, I played. I didn't play Supporter card, of course I don't have it, but I can Wild Crush once again for 170, and I can knock it out that Virizion for 2nd and 3rd, actually for 4th and 5th prize cards, so I'm down to 1. And only Shuckle stays in the front of me, and I can even knock him out with a clean hit. And the problem for my opponent is that he can just use Energy Drink, so the game, unfortunately for my opponent, is over. Okay, another fresh squeeze. I should say just a little bit too late. A little bit too late. Yeah, a little bit too late. Just because right now I don't have anything available, just that Shuckle. Shuckle can just use Energy Drink and pretty much nothing else. And what I can do, for example, I can just clean hit for 60. Which is more than enough for the knockout. And since I have only prize card remaining, that is a GG. So attaching the last energy card using the clean hit, taking the knockout against Shuckle, and basically, so it works very well, and it's very consistent. And unfortunately, my opponent couldn't find what he was looking for. Yeah, but yeah, the problem is that he don't have a single copy. Oh, he's playing 20 energy cards. That's a lot of energies, but not a single redeem. So that was a disadvantage because he was not able to discard those cards when he was needed. Alright, starting first. Let's see what we can find in the opening hand. Unfortunately, not a basic Pokemon. I need to start with the Jirachi, of course, and in addition to that, one Stadium would be very nice. If I can find one of them, that's a perfect situation for me. So I don't see Stadium card. However, I see Fossil Escalator map, Pokémon, a skateboard, and a Lily. Very powerful opening hand, which means that I can have strong setup. At my third one, so Pikazacrum, alright, and Unidentified Fossil as a top deck. So what I'm gonna do here with my Pokémon, I'm gonna grab myself a second copy of Jirachi, so I can have 2 Stellar Wish, Fossil Escalator map for 1 extra unidentified fossil. Maybe I should take both of them, I don't know. Rare Candy, Energy, Aerodactyl, Karate Belt. Okay, let's see what I can find with the Stellar Wish. Another Pokémon. So I'm thinking about taking one. That sounds like a good idea, because I'm playing versus Pikazacrum. Who knows what can potentially happen on the other side of the field. So let's go with a Stellar Wish number 2. Let's see what we can get. Pokemon Research Lab. That is a very good one. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna discard Identified Fossil because I have Pokemon Research Lab, and I'm gonna grab myself a Cranidos, and in addition to that, TCGO makes no sense. So I need 3 Stage 2 Pokemons in play. I need 3 Stage 2 Pokemons. So with 3 Stage 2 Pokemons in play, I can actually have my Super Boost Energy used, and then I can simply use my Rampardos attack for 1-hit knockout against Pikazacrum in exchange for triple prize card, which is just amazing. Alright, only 1 energy being attached to Pikazacrum. So what are we gonna do next here? I think I'm gonna go with 1 triple acceleration energy attachment. I think I'm gonna first go with the Stellar Wish Pokémon. Very nice. Trading my TCGO into the Rampardos. So Rampardos number 1. There we go. In addition to that, I can play Lily, draw some cards, find myself a skateboard, and then with that skateboard I can retreat to Jirachi, potentially using another Stellar Wish, which helps me to find a Rare Candy. Actually, why in the world did I use Rare Candy? That was not the card I was looking for. Okay, never mind. I decided not to attack yet with the clean hit, even if I could. I didn't want to take the risk of being knocked out by that Pikazacrum full blitz, just in case if my opponent can find himself a stadium, but he can't. Alright, reset stamp. Stellar Wish. Stellar Wish into Stealthy Hood. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with Stealthy Hood. Stealthy Hood, retreat, another Stellar Wish into the nothing. Energy attached. And I'm passing my turn. So, yeah, okay. Next turn I can even knock him out with my Aerodactyl GX. So even that can be a play. Primal wins, as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon. Your opponent's basic Pokemon attacks cost 1 Colress energy more. Which means then that to do some damage needs extra energy cards. So even if you have Stadium in play, you still need 3 energy cards, which is a very good thing. So full Blitz for 150, probably 3 energies for Pikazaco on the bench, as expected. And right now, what I can do, I can set up to. I can set up actually. Let me first see what I can get with this Total Wish. Just Cynthia. Alright, I can go for Lance. Or I can, okay, I'm gonna go with Reset Stamp. If I use Lance, I can set 1 Stage 2 Pokemon in play. Okay, I'm gonna grab myself Salamence, so I can have free retreat. Then I'm gonna put Aerodactyl GX in play with that 3rd energy attached. I'm gonna retreat to my Aerodactyl. I'm gonna swing my opponent for 120 times 2, which is Aerodactyl, so 240 total. And then I can take 3 prize cards. There is a Pokemon Communication, there is a Karate Belt, there is, in addition to that, Pokemon Research Lab. So the only thing that I need for the next turn, because I can expect to be knocked out by the Full Blitz or Tag Bolt GX, the only thing that I actually need in that case is just another Stage 2 Pokemon. So I'm just gonna need that Rampardos. So my opponent Full Blitzes me instead of the Tag Bolt me. And that's the GG. Wondering why? I have no clue. He added a couple energy cards. I don't know what was on his mind. Very, very confusing, I should say that. But I'm gonna see what I can find with Cynthia here. Nothing, doesn't matter. So I'm gonna wild dive here for 600 damage, and for the last 3 prize cards against me. So overall, nice performance by the deck, very consistent, so that's the GG.